music is from South Africa, not New York City. It's from the Nasa community in South Africa.
First of all, Ghanaians and South Africans, please accept my full salute. A number of people would say that I'm actually moving to seek for the favors of South Africans and Ghanaians. But I'll tell you why I give them this full salute. Listen.
So guys, we are back, Charlie, with another interesting, intriguing, educative, entertaining, and most importantly, mind-blowing episode. Yes, this is gonna be me reacting to two of my favorite. Yes, I know you guys already can tell by now. Yes, Chimdi's opinion, yes, based on what he actually think about Ghanaians and some other African countries, as well some vital information, current affairs, educative kind of content from Kobe. Yes, the comedian. These videos are quite hilarious and as well entertaining, so I advise you don't take them personal. Okay, at this point we kindly take them as part of entertainment and educative videos. Yes, so without talking too much, I will let us to listen carefully, attentively, pay attention to details, to everything that they have to tell us today, and at the end of the day I will come back and drop my own input, opinion and reactions based on this video. So at this point, guys, if you're yet to like this video, why not hit on the like button, share and subscribe. I know I say these things more often, right? And now let's do this. Thank you.
Guys, I'm in Europe. Yeah, don't ask me where, but I want to find out if they know everybody for real. Hi, excuse me, hi, nice to meet you. You're European, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know my friend Jean?
No.
From France. Jean from France. You're European. You should know Jean.
Yes. I'm from Germany.
Yeah, but that's Europe.
No.
You should know Jean. You don't know Jean? He has bald head. Okay, guys, she doesn't know Jean.
You see how it looks when the table turn. When Oyibo man do this thing, then we'll talk, say, oh, maybe he has not been to Africa before. That's why. Oh, he has not been to Africa before.
You get it?
But when an African is doing it, you see how damn she looks. Someone will meet you. Oh, you are from Africa. Oh yeah, I'm from Africa. Oh, you know the video. You know Stone Boy.
Look at my face.
Like the whole Africa is just some 2-bedroom apartments.
I'm telling you.
You are supposed to know your neighbors. Just like you people don't speak European or American. It's the same way Africa, we speak different languages.
You don't know.
Personally, I think this is the best social experiment. Like, this is the best way to teach them.
You get it?
Since they don't teach them in schools. I don't know what kind of geography they have been learning in school, but I think this is the best way. If you do this and they are tired, now they'll know that Africa is a continent. If you belong to this generation, like you did this particular thing growing up, you know that you are built different. Anybody who did this particular thing growing up, you know that person belongs to a different generation.
You don't know.
This generation didn't need any PlayStation. This was our PlayStation. Like, this is our PlayStation.
You get it?
And the fact that nobody taught anybody anything, but people could come up with all sorts of things, especially this one. And I wonder how all these people did not become millionaires.
I'm telling you.
You didn't have anywhere to download games. You have to create your own game. And that is where you see that people are coming up with all sorts of games that have no name.
Look at my face.
If we documented all of this, like by this time, Africa, we have our own Olympics. Rap music is from South Africa, not New York City. It's from the Nasa community in South Africa. Now, the name of the performance or the person who does this is called Mbongi, which means a praise poet. It started from the 18th century. Now, the role of the Mbongi is that they arrive before the king during ceremonial events and deliver praise poetry using rhymes, metaphors, and similes whilst the king walks in and sit down.
You get it?
These people could also communicate with ancestors using the same Mbongi. Now, as time went on, it became more than a praise poetry. They could use it to criticize community problems and anything that was trending in the community. They would use all sorts of suggestive languages and even outrageous statements that a normal Malta man could not use. So it became something that the people resorted to. Just because you could speak your mind and go scot-free. It only came to the New York in the 1970s, where the DJs would do the same thing, doing block parties.
Where you from, man? I'm Compton, yeah. Do you know where rap came from? Where do you think it came from? Bronx?
From my generation, we'll say the Bronx.
It came from the Bronx, it came from Africa, but they don't know the history, man, and it's very damaging.
How did Kendrick Lamar end up in Ghana when he had dropped one of the biggest studio albums ever? Now, days before 30th May 2022, when Kendrick Lamar dropped his 5th studio album, which is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick Lamar arrived in Ghana discreetly. He didn't want to meet the Adowa and the Bobobo dancers at the airport. I don't know if he didn't want to tip them.
I'm telling
you. Now, nobody knew where he was until the album dropped And then days later, they saw him hanging out at the Freedom Skate Park in East Legon. And then later in Jamestown, where he was playing football and also FIFA with the kids over there. Later that night, he was seen hanging out with Ghanaian superstars like Stonebwoy, Black Sheriff, Amare, and others. Now, to Kendrick Lamar, this wasn't just a trip to promote his album, but also it was therapy for him. In collaboration with Spotify, he chose Ghana's biggest transport system, which is the Trotro, to promote the album, something that our artists do over here. If Drake is thinking of resurrecting his career, maybe he should think about coming to Ghana. It will be of great help. I know this might sound a little bit confusing, but did you know that the national anthem we sing today, God Bless Our Homeland Ghana, is not the same one Felix Behu composed? The lyrics are totally different. Now let me explain. Before 1957, we used to sing the British anthem, which is God Save the Queen. And after Ghana gained independence in 1957, Kwame Nkrumah requested submission of new anthems that would replace the Queen's own. Hundreds of people submitted their own, and then they shortlisted it all the way to 4. Now they played the 4 on radio for people to listen and come and vote. And the winner amongst these people was Felix Behu, which was this anthem, not God Bless Our Homeland Ghana. And even this one, it was written by this guy called Emmanuel Papo Thompson. He wrote the lyrics of the song. Felix Behu just composed the song, like he arranged the melody and sang it. Now this is where the confusion came. In 1960, when Ghana became a republic, Kwame Nkrumah requested them to revise the lyrics of the song, which led to them dropping the lyrics of these 2 people. Now, unfortunately, Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown before he could select another anthem. And during the rotational government at that time, in the 1970s, new lyrics of the national anthem popped up, which is the one we sing now, God Bless Our Homeland Ghana. Now, the owner of this particular one is not really known, but this particular scientist called Mr. Michael Bojo, he popped up and claimed ownership of the lyrics that we sing today, which is the God Bless Our Homeland Ghana. He is here to provide proof of ownership.
So in proving that Nigerians generally oppress themselves and use every form of advantage they have to oppress other people, to victimize themselves. So in proving this, I'm going to tell you people a real life story. Like, I made a video stating how Nigerians, like how oppressive Nigerians are in every parastatal, as long as it is managed by Nigerians. Do you understand the situations? Why? Because Nigerians are nurtured in criminality. Oppressing other people, oppressing a subordinate, is an actual evidence of criminality. Now listen, so there is a big bank in Nigeria. I don't want to mention name because it's not needed. A big bank in Nigeria that has so many branches, I think even outside Nigeria and some other African countries, So this big bank, mostly you find out that the bank managers obviously tend to oppress some of the staff. In fact, most of the staff, they tend to oppress you because they are bigger than you. So there was this very big top manager that is known to be very oppressive, very oppressive. Now listen to this very story. Known to be very oppressive. He's been oppressing Nigerian workers, like he's been oppressing his staff in Nigeria for many years. For many years, yet these staff can do nothing. Number 1 is that there are no other jobs, so you can hardly quit. Number 2 is that Nigerians are not together. Nigerians are not united, so it's easy to divide them and easy to rule them. It's easy to divide and rule, and we all know that divide and rule is another word for subjugation. Like anybody that tries to divide and rule you is just there to divide and subjugate you, is there to divide and victimize you. That's simply the need. That's simply the goal and the intent in dividing and ruling. So it's actually not ruling, it's dividing and subjugating, dividing and victimizing. You understand? So this man he's been oppressing his staff for many years in this Nigerian bank. So suddenly there was a swap. So one man working in that same bank at Kenyan branch, so it's not Nigerian branch, was swapped with this same man in Nigeria. So this entails that the big manager in Nigeria has to go to the branch in Kenya, and the one in Kenya has to come back to Nigeria. So while they were prepping for such, so the manager in Kenya simply warned that manager in Nigeria prepping for Kenya. He told him that Kenya would not give you the opportunity to oppress them the way you oppress Nigerians. Number 1 is that Kenyans actually don't care because they are too united. They can just decide all together to quit their jobs, and you come back one of those days and wouldn't see any staff, and nobody will come in there to work because they are actually very much united. Kenyans are not competing amongst themselves. Do you understand this? So they can decide to quit, and the moment all the staff, that's one thing Nigerians don't know, the moment all the staff come together with one mind and say we are no longer working, that branch falls immediately. But Nigerians don't care. They're even ready to go to church and say, oh, thank God, God had to give me a job, so he made other people in that job to quit, and that was just it. In Nigeria, they know that the moment this other person is leaving, another person is actually waiting, because Nigerians don't care. They are competitive. They want another person's downfall. There is no neighbor in Nigeria. There is no good relationship in Nigeria. There is nobody except you people have one interest. Like, there is an interest that is shared by both people. I'm telling you, that's why even marriages are fraud in Nigeria. Marriages are fraud. Relationships are fraud in Nigeria. I'll make a different video on that. Do you understand? Like, whenever you see relationship, it's all to the fact that these two people have interest in one thing. That's why it looks like the relationship is working. Do you understand? They had an interest in one thing prior establishing that relationship. Do you understand? So now, what really happened is that the Kenyan man, like I said, forewarned the Nigerian man and told him, see, Kenyans don't take rubbish. They are just too united. They can just quit and the branch will fall. But the Nigerian man has so sowed his habit in oppressing people. He had lived his life mostly in Nigeria. So he's so used to, is in his habit to oppress people. So when he went to Kenya and then tried to oppress one of them. Just in oppressing one of them, the following day, nobody in the bank came to work except the man. Nobody in that bank came to work except the man. And that branch fell. And the man was sacked. That branch fell and the man was sacked. Do you now understand why Nigerians are their own problems? Because Nigerians can never unite. Why? Because there is no brother, there is no mother, there is no father for any Nigerian. It is always money for him. So even when he knows his neighbor is being oppressed, I don't care because I'm about my money, I'm about my business. That's why Nigerians are criminals. First of all, Ghanaians and South Africans, please accept my full salute. Now, a number of people would say that I'm actually moving to seek for the favors of South Africans and Ghanaians. But I'll tell you why I give them this full salute. Listen, I would rather go to war with 30 South Africans than go to war with 1 million Nigerians. I just sounded like Achilles in Troy when he told his men that he would rather go to war with them, his men, his 50 men, that he would rather go to war with them than go to war with any army in the world. I would rather go to war with 40 Ghanaians, 30 Ghanaians, than go to war with 1 million Nigerians. Why did I say this? You see, there's something you have to understand. There's something that Nigerians don't understand that I keep on telling them. When you want to protest or run a demonstration with Nigerians, the people you truly have to consider, or what you truly have to consider, are the people you're running this demonstration with than the demonstration itself. Now, what do I mean? A Nigerian, when you see Nigerians trying to fight or agitate or demonstrate or protest against bad governance, anthem, blah 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 blah, whatever, corruption, blah blah, it's not because of the corruption, it's not because of the unjust system, it's not because of the corrupt system, it's just because the system, that corrupt system, does not favor them. The importance they underline the word does not favor them. If it favors them, it doesn't matter how corrupt it is, Nigerians would embrace it. Let me tell you something. It is better. See, I would rather go to war with 30 Ghanaians, with 30 South Africans, than ever go to war with 1 million Nigerians. In fact, if there are no Ghanaians available, if there are no South Africans available, I would rather stay and endure a corrupt system and try as much as possible to live out until these corrupt men eventually pass away, than go and protest or demonstrate with Nigerians, with 1 million Nigerians. That is the extent. But a number of people don't know this. Nigerians, see, let me tell you something. As a criminal, you have no right to contest or protest against criminality. As a corrupt mind, you have no right to protest against corruption. I'm telling you the truth. I obviously say this in most cases. I said, the blood of fools cannot speak against the evil man that shed them. The blood of a fool cannot speak against the evil man that shed them. Like I said, it is the righteousness, the uprightness, and the wisdom that dwells in the blood of Abel, in the blood of Uriah, in the blood of Naboth that spoke against Cain, Ahab and Jezebel and David respectively. It is the righteousness in their blood. The blood of a fool, the blood of a criminal, the blood of an evil man, the blood of an unjust man, the blood of a man without integrity cannot speak against an evil man that shed them. That is why our evil politicians get away with all these bloodsheds. Do you understand? Now, I recall that then, when these NSAS and all these protests from Nigerians wanted to happen, and they were, talking about it, I was just laughing at them. So I told one of my colleagues that this thing is just a facade. The Nigerians are wasting time. And he was like, how? I told him, see, the most important thing you take to a protest is understanding the people you protest with, not the protest itself, not even what you're protesting against. Who are the people you're protesting with? Those are the most important things you must have to consider. You see, for they shall gather, but if the gathering is not of me, they would scatter. If 2 or 3 are gathered in love, not in corruption, in my name, which means love, I will be there in their midst. These things are everywhere. Read the holy book, and you'll see that everything you need in life would work for you. Read that history book. Do you understand? That's code. Do you understand the gist? So, like, one thing I would always say, see, I would rather subscribe to South Africans who are selfless, that are the South Africans that are united, South Africans that are clearly integritous and dignified and honorable. I would rather go to protest with Ghanaians that are peaceful than go to war with 1 million Nigerians. I'd rather go to war with few South Africans and Ghanaians than go to war with Nigerians.
Chimdi. Oh my God, Chimdi gives me so much joy and excitement. But first of all, let me clear the air here. Most of the things Chimdi says, when you hear them, you will think he actually generalizes it because he says Nigerians. Guys, every human being in their right senses will know that no country is 100% perfect, and regardless of what it is in the country, there are still the good as much as we have as the bad, right? So I don't take him personal. Like, I take what I learn from what he has to say, and I will kindly advise you do so, because most of his points, his postulations and analysis are true. Because as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, who really know much about Nigerians and have experienced Nigerians, I can relate to him. I can correlate and understand most of the things he says, right? And as well, the other guy from Ghana, most of the information he gives here, some are perfectly correct, while some, I don't know, you guys seem to have, disparities with it. Yeah, you seem not to really take most of the things he says. But at this point, I don't know what you think. That's why I bring them here, so that we can now look at it together, learn from it, take what we want to take, and correct what we want to correct constructively and respectfully. You know how we do it, right, in the comment section. But do not forget to appreciate the ambassador one, yes, in the comment section. Exactly, like I said, hit on the like button if you're yet to like, share, and subscribe. Exactly. And let me know what you think in the comment section. As for me, I learned a lot from all these informations and educative videos. That's why I react to them. Every day we learn. We all live by learning, and no age or no one is above learning. Okay, we learn and we unlearn. So we are meant to unlearn the wrong things and learn the good things, the positive from the negative, right? Yes, having said that, like I said, let's talk in the comment section, and I will see you in the next one. But for now, keep vibing to your environment, nature, your surrounding, and all those good stuff, and I will see you. Ciao, ciao.